Okay, now comes the exciting part, I guess you could say. It's not quite so fun, but it is exciting. You're gonna need your new elastic and a safety pin. Now, I've just exposed the beginning and the end of each tube of elastic here. I haven't cut any of the elastic, I just exposed it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pin this on where I need it to be. So I'll just put the pin through there, and then I'm gonna pin it right on top of where the other elastic is, where the old elastic is. And I'm just gonna put it through the seam allowance. I'm not putting it through the whole diaper, just the seam allowance where the old elastic begins. Just like that. And so it's nice and secure, so when I go to pull it through, that's why I'm using the safety pin. If I used a regular pin, if I pulled it through, I'd end up pulling the whole pin through as well. And I don't want that. You definitely don't want to be losing your elastic in the middle of the diaper here. And so now I'm going to pull this through a little bit so that I have just a little bit of the old elastic coming through. And this is where your embroidery floss comes into play. And you can use regular thread if you want, but I'm using embroidery floss because it's a little bit thicker, and like I said, you certainly don't want to lose your elastic in the middle of your diaper. That will not be fun. So I'm just going to really quick do a quick knot on here. I'm sewing one quick knot, the old elastic to the new elastic. That way I can pull it through. You can, if you want to, do the regular old pushing it through, like cutting out the old elastic and pushing it through with a wire hanger or a chopstick or whatever. The instructions on the packet actually say to use a safety pin. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd rather not destroy the PUL. So, no thanks on the safety pin. This is going to give you the least amount of headaches. So now you can see that, that I've got my new elastic sewn just with a quick knot onto the old elastic. And now I'm going to cut in between here where the old elastic is sewn to the diaper. Okay, and my new elastic is still sewn to it. Now I'm going to come to the other end, and you may have to help feed it through this hole at first, but it'll fit through there a lot easier than it would with a wire hanger. And now I've got my old elastic right over here, and I'm going to pull that, which is going to pull the new elastic through for me. See how easy that was? 0 headaches involved. None whatsoever. No fiddling. Boom. And now I'm going to safety pin this side over here. Before I cut this, I'm not cutting this yet because I don't want that getting sucked back in there. So I'm going to take another safety pin and I'm going to pin it right on top of where the old elastic is, so that it doesn't move around and so that it's easy to sew. Now, I mean, obviously when you go to sew, you're just going to hold it on, or you can use a straight pin, but like I said, safety pin for now. Elastic can be a little tricky to work with because it's stretchy, and so if you aren't holding the right amount of tension on it, or you slip accidentally, again, you do not want to lose the end of your elastic through. You can always pull it back, but it's just a pain. So try not to poke your fingers when you're poking this through. There we go. Alright, now I'm ready to cut off my old elastic. I don't need that anymore. So I'll just snip him right there, and I'll snip where I sewed them together. Right there. Okay, you see this old elastic? There's like 0 stretch involved in that. As opposed to one of the new elastics, which, you know, is, you can even see just in the width the difference how this one is so stretched out and that one's not, you see. much stretchier. Much, much stretchier.